Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. If your brother sins against you, go and tell him his fault, between you and him alone. If he listens to you, you have gained a brother. In this passage, Jesus is explaining to us how to handle when someone has wronged us. The first step is not to sit around and stew over it like many people nowadays tend to do. It seems like anymore, whenever somebody does something wrong, instead of trying to help that person, we want to condemn that person. We spend so much time talking to other people about that person, about the wrongs that they did and their misfortunes, what they've done to us. But that's not what we are commanded to do. We are commanded to confront the issue, to speak to our brother about what they have done so that we may resolve the issue and move forward. We want to gain a brother. We don't want to hold on to this anger, this resentment, this upsetness that is taken over our hearts. So Jesus is telling us this first step is just go talk to your brother. Talk to him in a loving manner. Talk to him. Remember in Matthew 7, verse 5, Jesus says, "You hypocrite, first take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye." Jesus is telling us you have to understand why people do the things they do. You've done it. We've all done wrong. So why is it when we are wronged, we don't give the same grace that is expected when we wrong someone else? We expect them to give us grace when we wrong them, but we don't give them grace back when they wrong us. Jesus tells us, go talk to the person. Use your own worldly experiences, your own reasons for why you've done the things that you've done, and use that. Say, hey, I understand where you're coming from because I've been here. Maybe not your exact situation, but I've been in a very similar situation. I don't blame you. I don't judge you for the way that you treated me, but it did upset me and I would like to talk about it. Approach him with love. So what do you do if you approach your brother with love and your brother still does not change? He still is doing whatever it is that has caused you to approach him, be it something in his own life or something against you or whatever it is that you see as a transgression or a wrongdoing. You've talked to your brother, you've gone to him from a place of love, from a place of understanding, and yet for some reason there's still that issue, whatever it is still hanging out there. What do we do then? Jesus tells us in Matthew 18, verse 16, if he does not listen, take one or two others along with you, that every charge may be established by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. And what this is saying is, it's not saying, hey, let's gather a group together and let's all go bum rush our brother so that we can beat him down while he's already down to try to change him. No, what this is saying is find 2 or 3 other people within the body of Christ, 2 or 3 other people who can also approach him with love, who can say, hey, what this person has said, what they've said to you is not wrong. They're correct. And this is why. It's not just a personal grudge between 2 individual people. Now your brother sees that this is an actual issue. It's not something you're harboring against him. It's actually an issue that is being seen by multiple people. But again, not multiple people who are beating him down. Multiple people who say, hey, we see this thing in your life. We see what's going on and we worry about you. We love you. We care about you. And we don't want you to be lost to this sin. So come back to us. What can we do for you? Look, there's a group here. What can we do for you? What can we do to bring you out of this place that you're at so that we can build you back up so that we can all be a part of this beautiful body of Christ and spread this love and this message? We need to get this, whatever this is, whatever this wrong is that's in your life, let's get it out. Let's get it out. Let's love you. Let's get you back to Christ, and let's get back out here and doing what we need to be doing for God. So you've approached this person by yourself. You've gone to them one-on-one from a place of love, and you've discussed with them the issue in a manner that is loving. That hey, this is the transgression that you've done against me, or maybe this is the speck that I see in your eye, and I want to discuss it with you. And that didn't work. You tried to talk to them about it. You did it from a place of love. So you took the next step. You gathered a couple other people, maybe members from the church, maybe family members, but people who are also wanting to approach this issue from a place of love, from as Jesus taught us, hey, let's discuss this, let's talk about this. This is not a personal grudge between just the two of y'all individually, but we as a group have seen this issue. We understand what's going on in your life, and we want to help you with it. We may not have dealt with your issue, but we have dealt with very similar issues, and we're here for you. And after that, if the person still, nothing changes, or maybe you still see that issue going on in their life, the next step is take it to the church. Matthew 18:17. If he refuses to listen to you, tell it to the church. And if he refuses to listen to the church, let him be to you as a Gentile or a tax collector. And for so long, I've heard so many people use this wrong, and they treat it as cast them out, get them away from the church. And that's just not what it's saying here. How are we supposed to treat Gentiles? How are we supposed to treat tax collectors? What this is saying is you have already gone to this person on a personal matter, in a personal sense, out of love, using Christ's teachings, using the body of Christ. Hey, I want to talk to you. I want to get through this with you. And that didn't work. And then you took it to the small group of people, and that didn't work. And then you take it to the church. And this doesn't mean stand that person up on the podium in front of the entire congregation and say, hey, let's point and laugh. Let's hate this person. This means tell the church, I have approached this person one-on-one. We as a group have approached this person, and now we as a church need to this is what's going on in this person's life, and we need to shower this person with love. That's what it is saying. That is saying use the church. Don't put that person in front of the church to mock and belittle them. Use the church. Use the entire body of the church to love that person. And if that doesn't work, if through all of that person still hasn't changed, if they're still, then it's a heart issue. And it's saying treat them like it's a heart issue. Treat them like a Gentile. Treat them like a tax collector. It's not saying push them out. It's saying you got to take a step back. We were approaching this as these are two people who are in the body of Christ, and you have just kind of gotten away from the body of Christ, and we're trying to pull you back into it. And then after all that, you realize maybe this person never was in the body of Christ. So we have to take a step back, and we have to ask ourselves, what if this person hasn't actually accepted Christ into their heart? What if that was the show? What if what we're seeing here, the transgression, what if that's still their life? It happens. People want to feel accepted, and sometimes they will pretend. And I'm not saying that that's okay, but it happens, and we have to be prepared for that. As followers of Christ, we have to be prepared for others who are not followers of Christ to pretend, but it will come out. The fruits will show, so to speak. So if that's the situation, if that's where we feel like we're at, all of a sudden we've approached it alone, we've approached it with a small group, we've approached it with the church, we have showered this person with love, and it still didn't work. What's the next step? It's simply to go back to proselytizing, to teaching who Christ is, versus trying to teach them how to be like Christ. We have to get them to the point of wanting to accept Christ truly into their hearts, and we do that with love. We don't do that by kicking them out because they hurt our feelings. Oh no, this person's doing something we don't like, so we ostracize and we separate ourselves. No, we love them. Christ was love. The best example I can give is while Christ was dying on the cross, he was beaten, battered, bruised, bloody, naked on the cross, and he still cried out, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Christ knew that people make mistakes, that we hurt, that we do stupid things. He never gave us permission to do it. He just told us that he loved us regardless. Unconditional agape love. That is what we get from God, and that is what he expects us to give back. No matter what someone has done to you, you do not hate that person. You do not treat that person bad. You show them love.